Good evening and welcome to the Monday, February 23rd, 2026 City Council meeting with the City of Lamar. I'm Mayor Crespin. It's been a busy few weeks. We have a lot more projects that are going on in the city. We have some great things happening. Of course, as we all have heard, the new Prowers County Market is going to come to reality. We met with them on this last Friday, Mitch and I did, as they finalize the completion of the sale for the Safeway property. And so now the work begins where they're going to start with the renovations and getting new equipment in and starting to get it filled up. So their target as of right now is towards April the 1st. It may be May 1st, but they are shooting for as soon as possible. So we're looking forward to some big momentum there, and we want to support them and thank them, the entire Brown family, for investing in our community. So with that said, we do have a lot of items on the agenda tonight, so we'll move forward. Tonight we have Ray Etson here to do our invocation. So we'll start with the invocation. Right.
Thank you. Our Father in heaven, we do come before you tonight grateful for the good things that are happening in our community. Father, we're grateful for those good things and progress being made. Father, I thank you for those who lead this community in these ways, and I pray, God, that you will bless them and this meeting tonight with just your wisdom and your guidance as they seek to make decisions that will further benefit the community. And Father, I also just want to pray that you would send us some more rain or moisture of some sort. God, we need it so badly in this area. And so, Father, we pray for that as well. Guide these leaders in Jesus' name. Amen.
Councilman Johnson, would you lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the time is now 7:03 p.m. I'll call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Joe Gonzalez,
Here.
Mark Headley,
Here.
Jerry Jenkins, here, Kirk Crespin,
Here.
David Zavala,
Here.
Brad Johnson,
Here.
Brent Bates,
Howdy.
Kristen Swartz,
Here.
Mitch Hannes,
Here.
Lance Clark.
Here. Okay. I did not see any changes for the agenda. Did anybody have any corrections or additions to the agenda that we needed to review?
This need to go on that was handed to us?
I think it's in there. So that was just an item for. We can, if you want to add that in, we can add that in, but we don't have it. Who brought it in? Anne Marie.
This need to go on.
Oh, discuss it.
Okay. Because we'll need to vote on it separate. Okay. All right, with that said, I guess we will move on. Any other changes or modifications to the agenda? Seeing none, we will move on to the consent agenda. Now, we did have one change to the consent agenda that needed to be made. We would need to remove item number 4C, the Tavern 1301 liquor license renewal, because that is not a renewal. It's a request for a modification and it needs to be brought back at a later date for a public hearing. So unless there are any other changes to the consent agenda, we would just need a motion to approve the consent agenda with the removal of item 4C for Tavern 1301 liquor license renewal.
I'll move to approve the consent agenda with the also with the removal of item 4C, the liquor license renewal for the town.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any final discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay, next item on the agenda is our Audience participation. During this portion of the meeting, anyone may speak on any subject that does not appear on the agenda. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each, and that is at the discretion of the council. Is there anyone here tonight that would like to speak to the council on an item? If you'd like to come up to the podium and just state your name and address for the record.
I'm Twyla Batterton and I live at 1903 South 10th Street. I'm starting to sound like a bad penny. But I am so aggravated at the people across the street and their dogs. They let them out, they run wild, and the little one comes in my yard that is fenced in underneath my gate. I said something to her Saturday and she said, no problem, no problem, no problem. Well, it is when it comes over and uses my yard to go to the bathroom. And then I have to clean it up. So I'm asking for suggestions.
And just out of curiosity, have you called it in and made the complaints on the?
I've called it in.
So we should have documentation.
Yes.
When we look it up. Okay.
Yes,
Because I always ask that, and I know it seems like a escape or us trying to get out of it by saying, have you called it in? But really what happens is the more documentation we have, the easier it is for the officers to make action. So that's why I was wanting to verify.
I haven't called it in recently, but I have called it in many, many times in the past.
I have a question. Have you had a chance to speak with animal control? Did they show up?
Saturday, it was before 8 o'clock. It was between 7 and 7:30 when the dog was out in my yard. And I started yelling and she comes to the door right away and I know she can speak English, but she'll say, no problem, no problem, no problem. Well, no, it's not a problem to you because your dogs aren't using your yard. The little one's using mine and the bigger dog's going down Savage Avenue now.
Okay.
But yes, I have called it in many times.
Okay.
So I need to know.
That'll be one of the first things I'm sure that they'll do is that they've done in the past is look at the records and see what the complaints were and then try to follow up on it. But I would recommend that we try to do that again. And then Mitch, would you like to at least investigate that and
Yeah.
see where we're at?
I'll follow up with the police department.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll see what we can do.
Please.
All right, anybody else like to speak to the council on an item that's not on the agenda? Seeing none, we will move on to the city treasurer's report. Kristen?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. For my grant update, we did get our award letter from the Main Street DOLA program. We did get the additional 15,000 for the mini grant piece, and we had already been awarded the 3,000 for the scholarship. So it was a total of 18,000. They combined the grant this time. It's a 5-year grant. So now they can start implementing the plan that they had worked on, the Main Street Board. So that was about the only thing I had on that. And then on Tyler, we're continuing forward with in some training this week with utility billing. We'll be going through another cycle this coming up pretty quickly. So Tom and Tony spent a lot of time with Tyler today on training, and Tess was involved in it, trying to make sure that we can get those bills out on time and that they'll be correct. And Mitch and I met with Tyler on the MyGov module that will be being implemented now. They're going to start the configuration of that. So Mitch is going to take the lead on that. So I'm still working on bank recs, and we're working on time and attendance to get the time clocks out. So Linda's starting to work on sales tax. So there's a lot of moving parts right now. So we're moving forward. And did anybody have any questions for me?
Okay,
No, neither.
Thank you.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the city clerk's report.
So I don't have a whole lot. However, I did look at the figures, the end of the year figures for our sales tax. And it does, if I looked at them correctly, it does appear that we had about a 2% increase overall for the year. So we were still trending in the right direction.
Okay. All right. Any questions for the city clerk?
No.
All right, we'll move on to the city administrator's report.
All right, thank you. So the big event coming up next week is Wednesday, March 4th at 7 a.m. is Common Grounds. The featured department is administration, so I will be there and eager to talk about whatever we want to talk about. So I will give some updates on where we're at and what we're going on. We have some pretty fun, exciting department updates. The one that I really want to point out first is on Friday, we received a officer commendation for our police officer, Officer Lazoya. Brianne Apple from the Wholehearted Connection Counseling and Consultation was very impressed with the way he handled a situation that he had to respond there. She wrote a paragraph about every positive adjective that you can think of is in there. And I just think I always like it when we get those because we don't get them enough. And Officer Lazoya received a sheepdog challenge coin for his efforts on that call at their location. So super excited to report that.
I didn't know there was such a thing as a sheepdog challenge coin.
Yes, I'm gonna have to check it out and see what it is. So
That's neat.
that was awesome. Community development. Anne Marie and I spoke today. I think we've narrowed down a traffic calming option for 6th and Oak to 3 different options. We're looking at now we're reviewing costs and impact and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
When we kind of have them in first, second, third place, we'll present those. Let the community and the council see what we're thinking so that we can look and see what kind of an inexpensive traffic calming measure we can implement. And we will then see other areas of town where our traffic study says we need to do stuff like that. Our IT firewall will be replaced in the next 2 weeks. It's at end of life. And so there might be a short disruption after hours when our IT department is working on that. Our animal shelter manager was hired and started last Monday. And so we're excited to have her on board and get that squared away.
And who is that?
I was afraid you were gonna. Alexis Qualls.
Okay.
So, and she's volunteered there for a couple of years and
Good.
yeah, so we're excited. The pool repairs have been completed and interviews and hiring processes for the swimming pool staffing is starting. And so we're excited about that. And on Thursday of last week, I attended the CML legislative workshop up in Denver and got a rundown on all the bills that are coming that impact municipalities. Got to speak with the director of CML and a couple of his staff that lobby for those things and really learned a lot. So it was a good exciting time to see how we can have an impact there. The interesting thing, I was walking through the Capitol on one of the breaks and somebody saw my Lamar pin. And so I stopped and we talked and found out it was Angie Binder. Binder. Angie Binder. And so she was excited that somebody from Lamar was seen in the Capitol. So
That's great.
and that is my report for tonight.
All right. Any questions for the city administrator tonight? Anybody have any questions?
I don't have any.
Okay. Seeing none, we will move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the agenda item number 1, 220 Holly Street LLC. Oh, before I do that, reports and correspondence from the council.
Tonight I don't have anything to report. Planning and zoning did meet, however, but I was unable to attend their meeting.
Okay. So nothing to report on.
Nothing to report tonight.
Mark?
Nothing with committees that I serve on to report, but I just wanted to say to the citizen, one thing with the dog issue, you have a cell phone, it might be helpful with the dog catcher. Take pictures of the dog in your yard. If you get a chance, because that will give when you call the dog catcher proof right there that the dog is in your yard going to the bathroom.
Okay.
So. At 7 a.m. And then if you do call dispatch, even if you call before 7 when they come on duty, then they can respond because they look, the dog's in my yard, here's the time. That just gives them a little more to have. And nothing else.
Okay, Jerry?
We didn't meet with the library because Sue was sick that day, so the library board didn't meet. but we did meet with, oh my God, it was public safety. Sorry, thank you. And we had a really good turnout. We had 3 ladies that are really excited to do the neighborhood watch program. And we met with Mitch on Saturday and they already got a Facebook page going. And they have the neighborhood watch stuff on here. So if everybody is, you can take a look at it. And their names and phone number, the contact information's on there for Diane, Jenny, and Kimberly. And they are really excited and they're wanting to, I know we said start small, but these ladies, nothing is gonna be small for them. And they're going to start from 6th Street on West Oak and Beach all the way down to 14th Street is where they're shooting for. And so when we meet again on the 19th for public safety, Mitch will be there. And it was hard because we didn't have anybody from PD because they had other obligations they had to do. But Mitch said he would get him there because we do need the advice from the police department too.
Okay,
That's all I have.
great. David?
Well, I don't have much tonight, but we did have a meeting on planning and zoning on the 12th. And we got it on the agenda tonight, which Anne Marie's here to explain a couple of things we did go over. And that's all I have.
Okay, Brad?
The airport board didn't meet. Pep met this morning at noon. It was a pretty quick meeting, really. They did discuss their annual banquet that is coming up March 26th between 6 and 8. And they did talk a little bit about the awards and those type things. They also talked about their shovel ready program, but that was about it, really.
Great.
Water Advisory Board did not meet last week. I'll take a moment. I know Mitch was able to attend the meeting for golf board. The icebreaker tournament this year is March 21st. 10 a.m. shotgun start, 3-person scramble. Get your registration in by Wednesday before, so March 18th, 5 p.m. in the pro shop. Call the pro shop to reserve golf carts if you need them. Flyer will be on Facebook probably tomorrow once we finalize a couple details.
Okay. All right. And I don't have anything myself, so I think we can move forward. Unless there was anything else. All right, seeing nothing, we'll move on to item number 1, 220 Holly Street LLC, annexation application and resolution. It's initiated with Anne Marie Crampton, our Community Development Director. Anne Marie?
I'm excited. We've been working very diligently on this project. With me are Cheryl and Brooks O'Hearn. They're the developers of the 220 Holly Street annexation. There's a lot of documents in your packets tonight, but basically it's they bought 35.33 of basically 35 acres of property to the west of Hickory House and Cobblestone and all those properties, sorry, west of the undeveloped 5th Street, basically. And they are offering it as PEP's first shovel-ready program, working through the details. And one of the large but small details in the greater plan is this annexation. So 19.23 acres are in the county. They want the entire property to be in the city, zoned as C2, which is good because there is C2 adjacent to it. So at this process, planning and zoning has reviewed the annexation application to make sure it's complete and accurate. It's being brought to you for review and approval of the resolution if you see fit. And then it'll go to planning and zoning for a public hearing on March 23rd. And I would say if Cheryl or Brooks have anything to say on their behalf, I'd open it to them.
Yeah, thanks, Anne Marie. We are excited about the project, and as an LCC grad, we're excited to be working with PEP and like you mentioned on the first shovel ready project. And we're kind of here if you guys have any questions. As Anne Marie mentioned, there's a lot of documentation with the application. So yeah, if you guys have any questions regarding the project.
It's a purely commercial project at this point. We're not exactly sure what buildings will be built and what businesses will be in there until they start to sell those lots. But there is no housing included in the annexation.
So this is all commercial, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Did we lose them?
Questions?
Did we lose them?
No, I think we're still here. Did I miss a question there?
Oh, we just couldn't see them up there. I didn't know.
Oh.
Okay.
Can you hear us? We're very excited about this
Yes.
project, as Brooke said. Yeah, we're very excited about
I
this.
can hear
project.
you. Can't see you yet, but we can hear
Oh.
you.
Okay.
Okay.
He's getting there.
And yes, Mayor Crespin, you're correct that there are no residential components to this project, just commercial.
Yes, we're very excited about it as well. I think it's a great first step. I know it's a long process between here and getting, items ready, but that's the whole point of it is getting them shovel ready, getting it to a point where we can start working on the infrastructure and the first step is getting it within the city limits. So this is a great first step indeed.
We think so as well. We're very excited about this project and the opportunity to work with PEP in developing the shovel ready program and rolling that out for others behind us. So it's an exciting time.
Great, great. Okay, any questions from the council before we make a decision on this? Because what we're needing is to approve the resolution for the annexation, right? Or we,
Really, it just starts the public hearing, but
with the resolution,
Yes.
starts the public hearing
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
And then after the public hearing, then it's the actual formalized annexation approval.
Yeah, well, so this is the resolution just initiating the proceeding. It basically acknowledging receipt of a application for annexation and having appropriate maps and other documentation necessary. And so from here, then it'll go to the planning and zoning or zoning and whatever the recommendation will be. That'll then come back to council. We'll have an ordinance that will then be drafted where essentially the council's decision on whether or not to adopt the ordinance, which would annex the property into the city.
Okay.
So there'll be a public hearing for that purpose.
Okay. All right, any questions from the council?
I have none.
I know all about it, so I'm good.
Now, this isn't petition driven, this is the city driving this annexation. Is that the way this reads?
They filed a petition for annexation.
Okay,
right.
Yeah.
okay,
They're requesting to be annexed.
okay.
So standard procedures as far as notice and who gets notice and receipt of that. Go through all that process during term time.
Okay,
Or what's our motion to include?
Well, I mean, a passage of the resolution.
Pass the resolution. So I make a motion to annex. I make a motion to approve the 2020 Holly Street LLC annexation resolution.
A second.
okay, we have a motion and a second. Any final questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Joe and Brad.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay. Ready for the next step.
So I've spoken multiple times about how difficult it can be to get qualified individuals on our many of our boards that require technical knowledge. And the three boards that have been supervised or liaised by building department are planning, zoning, adjustment and appeals, and variance. Variance was disbanded and their scope was added to planning and zoning, which it made sense. And we are, when we approved Chapter 30, it allowed us to create the same membership with planning and zoning and adjustment appeals. They are two separate boards as per our charter, so we cannot roll adjustment and appeals into planning and zoning. But we can create a common membership. So they could meet on the same night and have two different meetings when they need to, and be served by one very well-informed, very technically savvy board. And that's what we're working towards.
Before we get too far, can I just say thank you, Cheryl, and the O'Hearns for participating in the meeting. Just don't want to keep you any longer than you have to.
Thank you. We appreciate your support, and I'm sure we'll be in touch soon. Thank you all.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't want to keep them waiting on mine. You rolled right into it.
Yes, yes. So what I gave you, planning and zoning, actually, we had to make a decision at a little bit of a decision. Planning and zoning's one of their board members' terms was up February 1. So they voted to reappoint the only applicant for that board seat, which is Warren Camp. But what I'm really asking in the whole integration of this board is give us a little grace to come to a common term expiration on the two boards. And I think I put April 1 or May 1. May 1 is a good common ground because adjustment and appeals terms end in July 1. So it's never going to sync up right for us to have the same board or same membership on two different boards. So it's a little complicated, but I swear it's straight in my mind. But I'm asking that you maybe just allow, not necessarily approve Warren's reappointment, but just allow him to continue his term until May 1, when we can elect somebody from applications to serve for that. This is basically what we're working towards. We just need a little grace to get them to sync up correctly. And then both boards seem to be in favor of it. And you've got letters from both board chairs expressing their support of the overall plan.
Well, I think we've seen it in the past where the boards don't necessarily get them reelected at that exact time. So I think we have some leeway to do it early or to do it late. So I don't foresee that being an issue, but I do think that we'll need to bring it back to the council on a separate item to do the approval of the new member. So when you come back in.
Yes, in May 1,
May.
yeah, whenever, I guess, end of April, 1st of May, when we.
So I think we're okay with delaying it and just saying, you know, we delayed it because of this reason. I know the airport board's very bad about that because they don't meet very often. So when they do meet, they bring everything all at once, and sometimes we have them 6 months later or whatever, but I think the intent is just to have the boards filled. Is that fair to say with the council? Are you guys good with that?
Absolutely.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I don't think we need to be a complete stickler as far as are you on the board at this time or not. It's more about the participation and if they're already on it and extending their membership, I think, or not their membership, their term, I think that would be okay if the board was okay with it.
And I mean, to me, it doesn't sound like you need any kind of motion, just to allow us to
give you direction.
extend the term until May 1 but
I would say the direction would be bring it when it's ready.
yes.
And when you're ready to have it voted on, that's when you bring it and we'll make a decision then. And if it's not ready until May, then it's not ready until May. Is that fair to say with everybody?
I'd say so.
Yeah. Okay. That would be the direction I would suggest. Is that legitimate to do legally by our attorney?
Well,
I mean, if we don't have the application in and the formalized thing to vote on,
Yeah, so I suppose if the practice has been that individuals can remain on board, even if they're not, even if their term expires, I guess I don't really understand. We're delaying approving it because
What I asked for is just to extend that expiration till May 1 instead of February 1. So he would,
so
he
that,
would,
so like his appointment and end date would be different.
yes.
Okay.
So both boards' expiration date would be May 1. And we can,
one a little bit early and one a little bit late.
On that, not on. Warren. That we're going to allow the same membership for both. And change the expiration to May.
So it's just gonna make it more difficult, but yes. So what you're asking, what Linda's asking quietly here is whether we need to do a motion to allow the extension of the term past February 1st to May 1st and do a formalize that vote to say, yes, we will allow that expiration to happen on May 1st rather than February 1st. And then we'll have to come back and do the new term early for the other board. So we would have to basically do a vote to, or a motion to extend his current term until May 1st. Oh,
Mine is planning and zoning, that we're gonna allow the two boards to have the same membership.
it's already been voted on and when we approved the chapter 30 ordinance.
that they could do the both membership. So that part I wasn't.
Okay.
I would say let's just bring it back when we're ready for doing that.
Yeah, and the only reason why I was trying to say, let's just bring it back when it's ready is because we really don't have it formalized in here of what the question is for the council to make a decision on, other than are we allowing it to be delayed until May 30th? So we could vote on extending his term until May 1st if he's willing to be extended until May 1st. We can make a motion for that and formalize that vote. But I don't know if that's necessary or not. That would make it better for his voting record if he was formally extended.
Certainly would represent that he remains on the board as an active member. But I mean, it doesn't. It's fine either way. The likelihood that it's going to cause an issue is small.
Very small, but
If we want to extend it, then that's fine.
do we have a motion to extend it to May 1st?
Motion that we move it from February 1st to May 1st.
Second.
Can we have a motion and a second to extend his current term until May 1st? All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
That'd be the easiest way to do it, and that makes the clarification for it. Okay, next item on the agenda is the Denny's incentive agreement. Now, this incentive agreement was brought to us last year, but it expired at the end of 2025 due to no action and activity that was happening at the time. However, a lot of that was due to the shutdown of the government and the funding with the SBA loans and and various funding issues, but now that he is moving and getting started, he asked if we can get this renewed and get it extended. So that is the request. Did you want to add anything to it?
Yes, I need to apologize that the copy of the agreement that's in here is the old agreement. It's not the extension. So we may want to table that. So you have had the chance to look at the updated agreement?
So would the updated one begin 2027? Is that what it would?
Well, yes, it would, no, actually, it starts in 2026. It's saying that he will get his Denny's up and running in 2026 and that our agreement will start in 2026.
So what is the difference between the two other than dates? Extension of the dates?
There's some contact information that's incorrect, but yeah, all the,
There was significant changes to it?
oh, you know what? Maybe the dates are correct and it's just the contact information that's
Well, would the
incorrect.
incentive calculation be different
Yeah.
as well? Similar sized restaurant in the area for the 3 previous calendar years shows 21, 22, and 23. Wouldn't that?
Well, that would be based upon. So the only reason why we were using that is as a sample baseline to determine a calculation.
But when the
If that
years
is not, yeah, but even if it's shifted, it's still just a sample
Okay.
for use, for example.
Okay.
It's not saying that this is what we are using to calculate your taxes.
Mhm.
We're saying, for example, this is how it would be calculated using these numbers from previous.
Understood.
taxes.
Understood.
So we're still gonna base it upon his actual
taxes.
taxes. So
So section 7 needs to be updated for sure. But that might be the only section that needs to be updated.
did you have the updated one or?
I did not look at that far down in the notice section. I was looking at the dates that it started January 2026 and I didn't see anything else that was changed. It's just the name of the former administrator.
Okay,
So
Would section 3 terms and conditions need those dates changed?
we scroll up and take a look.
okay, well, apparently this isn't ready to be put up here to be presented, so I would just say we probably need to just bring it back.
Yeah, let's
Which
bring it
I
back.
don't know why we had it for a month or so, right, to work on it. So I don't know why it's being delayed again, but we really need to do this and get this one done because he had asked for that a while back. Can we go through and make sure that it's on the next meeting?
We will.
Yes.
I make a motion to table.
I'll second that.
Okay. Moving on, we have a motion and a second to table this until the next meeting. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Next item on the agenda. Hopefully this goes a lot smoother.
It will.
Next item on the agenda is talking about a Christmas tree for downtown discussion purposes or other action as determined by the council. Brenda, would you like to speak on this item?
I would. Thank you for having me this evening. This is a project that the previous Main Street Promotions Manager, Brenda May, had inquired about. And so my first board meeting with the board, we went over some projects that Brenda had in the works. And this is one project that the board really desired to complete because they did a community survey. And one of the feedbacks that came back from the community was they wish there was a community Christmas tree downtown again. And for most of us that have lived here for many, many years, we remember the Christmas tree down by the railroad tracks in the middle of the highway. Okay. And it appears that our community really misses that. And so Brenda did some research on panel trees that can be taken up and stored and put back up and down every year. And so the board agreed unanimously to purchase the tree, and they're making a pretty good investment of over $12,000 for this tree. The really cool thing about the panel tree is it comes pre-lit, it comes with the ornaments already on it, and it can the reason it's a panel tree is because you can extend it every year by 4 feet if you choose to create a larger tree. The board has also said that they would be willing to help find funding for the tree as well, sponsorships for that. And so with the tree, it's going to require some help from the city. And so that's why I'm here tonight. We're going to need some manpower from some of our city guys. And we're also going to need a place to store this tree. Yeah, a location to store the tree.
With the tree.
Oh, right. And we need a location. And so what we were hoping is based upon the photo that you received, I took a picture from the corner of Jane and Shoes looking towards the chamber building. And so the driveway that turns into the chamber off of the highway, we were hoping that we could display the tree there just on that driveway to the left of the Madonna, if you're looking at the picture. And I would suspect that we would just have it up for the holiday season, shortly after Thanksgiving through Christmas, New Year's.
I was trying to see where, and maybe I missed it, the base circumference of it. It's an 18-foot tall tree with a 3-foot or 18-foot tree with a 3-foot topper. But what is the circumference of the base? Do you know?
It's not in the paperwork. And because I was sitting back there looking at it as well, and I was like, I wonder how wide that thing is.
Yeah, that's what I wondered, if it would actually fit in the driveway or
Yeah.
if it's gonna be right at it. I just wondered if you had that.
I think I personally think it will fit just by, if you go to, well, if you look at the 5th page of the tree information, it kind of shows part of a circumference of the tree, but I'm not sure if that's the bottom. And so,
And the reason why I asked that, as I was going through the documents, there's one section where it shows step 1
mhm.
and the guys are standing there setting up.
That
the
looks
tree. It's huge.
Yeah, that looks huge.
I just didn't know how huge that was gonna be.
Yeah, but it doesn't say anywhere the circumference measurements. I double checked that as well, and it's just
Okay.
not in there. So that would be something that I would need to verify.
As far as the location you're requesting, has the board spoken with the Welcome Center and the Chamber and CDOT about that location?
We have spoken to CDOT about it.
Yes. And CDOT didn't seem to think there would be a problem. Just might want to have a way to let people know that they can't turn there. Like if we put up a sign or a banner that says no right turn. They also suggested cones in the beginning of the driveway or at the end of the driveway there. So we would have to definitely let people know they couldn't turn in that way. But as far as the chamber and the Welcome Center, we have not visited with them yet.
I would say we should definitely visit with them
Okay.
regarding using that location. And I remember when we talked about this 6 to 9 months ago, what is time? It's already almost March. The council had discussed potentially doing an entire light display for tourism at the Bicentennial Park as a location for that panel tree.
Okay.
Back with Brenda May, am I remembering that correct, Kirk?
Well, we were talking about doing a, like, Christmas in the park where the people can decorate and there, I think we're having a meeting on that to discuss it. But that's kind of a separate project. This is just Main Street and the tree right at the chamber. So it's a little different, kind of like we have in Enchanted Forest, you have the tree, and if they did something else, it would be something else. So I think that's kind of the question is, where do they want to put it? Shouldn't be a problem as long as CDOT's okay with it, but I think the biggest thing is, will it fit?
Yeah.
Making sure that it fits there.
Sure.
For sure.
And I also have some concerns just with
Mhm.
chances of
Sorry.
vehicles still taking a right turn or even an accident and getting pushed into it right there. There's a lot of variables of how it could get unfortunately destroyed if you put it right off of Main Street that close to the road, regardless of blockades and signage. And then depending on blockades and signage, you're you're kind of taking away from the beauty of the tree aesthetically.
Yeah.
Unless you can come up with some, you could do like those cattle fences, if the location works, and then get banners made that fit them to,
Sure.
highlight welcome to Lamar, Merry Christmas or something. Now, as far as the purchase of the panel tree, is this coming out of the mini grant or just the Main Street
The Main Street.
budget? So we wouldn't need to approve on the budget then?
No, we're just
Right.
approving the location, the use of the location.
And city staff assistants put
Right.
it up.
And storage. Yeah, those three other items.
Mhm. And Brad, just to answer your question, the picture that you were pointing out,
Yes.
that's a live Christmas tree that used to be in the middle of the median there
Okay,
years ago.
so this would be a replica of what?
No.
Okay.
No,
Different.
that's just what the vision that the community wants to see back. Unfortunately, we can't put it in the street, but
Well, and that was gonna be my other question. When I look at the photograph, where actually,
In the driveway.
so in this area here?
Right there in the actual.
Yeah.
That driveway where you pull in.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I just wanted to make sure.
Right there in the driveway, it would be pushed back a little where it wouldn't. distract the
Absolutely.
Cars where the
Yeah.
stop sign is.
yeah, we probably should put it back a little bit just in the event that somebody tries to turn, they have time to go, oh, well, we can't
There's
get
no
in.
stop sign because it's
No,
only,
the stop sign like right here with the
Yeah.
traffic coming from the east,
yes.
that it
yeah, so
wouldn't
they could still-
distract them, that they'd be able to see.
Right, gotcha, yes.
I found that I found a spec sheet, the 18-foot panel tree is a 10-foot base. Goes up to 12 foot at the next section, 14.5 on the third section, so on and so forth. So it looks like it goes by about a 2.25 inch every time you add a new section, so.
How many sections are there? 5?
The current one is it just shows a flat 10-foot base at the 18-foot tree. Then as if over the years we add sections, it will get wider and wider.
Yeah, because it'll grow from the bottom.
Yeah, okay,
And,
so it should fit either way.
yeah,
Mhm.
and one of the things that's making
Sounds
it
good.
possible for the Main Street Board to purchase right now is because it's on sale for.
It's 35% off
So that's a substantial discount and it ends in.
the end of the month.
So given that we asked the chamber and the welcome center if they're okay with the tree in the driveway, not blocking access to parking spots.
In my opinion, I think you'd be fine.
Well, it's city-owned property regardless, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a underused driveway.
It
We're not,
really is.
we're not
There's-
blocking it out because there are the 2 other side
Right.
exits
Mhm.
off
Yeah.
of entries and exits off of beach. This is just coming off of Main Street. I don't think that's gonna be a difficult move.
What about the storage of it? Has there been any proposals for where to put it when it's tore down?
Well, my initial feeling is that for a couple years, we might be able to persuade the public safety building custodian to let us store it. It's 15-foot worth of storage.
15 by 15 or 20 by 10.
Yes,
is what it
thank you,
said.
Brent.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
it's not a small amount of storage, but we'd have to find it permanent.
The only other thing I had questions about would I guess be kind of real over to you back there with the manpower to take it up and down. And I only ask because, and this might be just a communication between Main Street and Public Works, is the lights on the Christmas poles are still up. So,
That's by design.
okay,
Yes.
so I'm looking at you, Pat, as far as, do you think there's manpower to dedicate to putting it up and taking it down annually?
I don't see a problem with that. And I did ask Anne Marie right after Christmas, we were ready to take those lights down.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, well, it seems like all of the objections have been answered and discussed. Do we have any other questions or concerns that we need to go over before we make a decision on this?
I don't have any.
I make a motion then to approve the display sites on that city property, pledge assistance for setup and tear down, and have Anne Marie and Brenda work with city staff to identify a location for storage.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
So will you get back to us to make sure chamber and them approve it?
Okay,
Do you think we need to talk to them?
so let's
Yes.
put if you can
Okay.
add to your motion contingent. Well, I think either way, we don't have to have it contingent upon their approval. We just want to be good neighbors.
Sure, and inform them.
I'd say
Let them know what we're doing.
No, that's what's
Yeah.
happening.
Sure.
And maybe come up with a solid timeline of when you expect it to be up and down. 'Cause
Yeah, I don't think it needs,
yeah,
I don't think the motion needs to be contingent upon their approval. I think it just needs to be, we're asking you to just, work with them and make sure that their needs are met.
Will do.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Joe and Brad.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is award roofing bids for airport terminal and airport service hangar. This is initiated by Pat Mason for the airport. Pat,
Good evening, Mayor and City Council.
good evening.
So recently we went out to bid on a couple of roofs, complete roof replacements at the airport. One of them's on the airport terminal. The other one's on the airport service hangar. So we received a couple of bids, one from Weathercraft Roofing and one from Colorado Front Range Roofing. Both bids received included roof replacement as an existing currently, which is rock and tar. And then we had them bid an optional 60 mil, it's a thermoplastic style rubberized roofing as an alternate bid. So staff took a look at them and we're recommending that we award the low alternate bid to Weathercraft Roofing. I believe it was for a total of 110,922 for both roofs. One roof was 42,672 for the aircraft service hangar, and then the terminal building was $68,250. Colorado Front Range Roofing's alternate bid came in at 118,504 for both buildings. So
Okay,
This is an insurance claim, so we did get $60,000 towards the repair of it. I am going to continue to try to work with Sursa to see if we can get some additional funding based on the bids.
okay,
And I would also ask if you do award this bid to them, that you would also include in your motion to allow the mayor to sign the construction contract upon approval of the city attorney and public.
okay.
and are we budgeted for the remaining after that 60,000?
I believe you said it's just going to come out of the airport fund. So
Okay. All right, council?
Out of curiosity, I'm assuming the TPO style has a greater shelf life and
it does. Yeah.
weather resistance.
Both contractors actually told me that the TPO style roof would be it's a more modern, more longer, lasting, better warranty. They would both highly recommended going with the TPO style roof, so versus the old rock and tar.
And Pat, just so I'm clear, the airport terminal building, that's the main building where there's the pilot's lounge and all that in.
That's correct.
And then the service hangar is that one right next door where the mechanics actually work on the airplanes and.
That is correct.
Okay, so you're not talking about hangars where private people store their planes. You're
No.
talking about the main buildings that need to function the airport.
That's correct.
And the city, Sursa did come down, the adjusters came down and looked at the roofs when we had some hail claims and wind
Okay,
and identified those two as being damaged with,
I didn't hear you clearly, so.
sorry,
That's okay.
sorry. I don't even put my
I-
mic on.
I heard you just now, just a minute ago, when you were talking about we awarded money for
Yes, through, it was an insurance
the
claim.
insurance.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
You bet.
I'm sorry, what was our motion needed to include?
To also include, letting the mayor sign the contract, construction contract upon approval.
Okay, based upon that, that's my motion.
And award the bid to Weathercraft.
And award the bid to Weathercraft Roofing.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a bid to award, or we have a motion to award the bid to Weathercraft Roofing. Allow the mayor to sign upon the approval and review of the city attorney and the department head, the airport manager, department head. All right, any final discussions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks, Pat.
Next item on the agenda, approve resolution number 2602-02, a resolution of the city of Lamar, Colorado, amending the personnel policy manual by repealing the existing chapter 3, section 3, vacation leave, and replacing it with an updated policy. This is initiated by Mary Lewis and Mitch Hammond. Mary?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have provided you guys a new copy of Exhibit A, as there was a typo in that we discovered this morning.
Okay. That was a separate one that you handed to us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Would you like to tell us a little bit about what we're doing here with this for the public who's watching?
Okay.
So we're making this modification to the policy manual to repeal the vacation policy and change it and update it. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. So as we brought to the work session last council meeting, the new policy that we all agreed upon would allow staff to earn up to 200 hours of vacation leave a year. And once they hit that 200-hour cap limit, then they would stop accruing. This would allow staff to be able to use their vacation leave earlier in the year or save it for times in need.
Okay.
And this option was the one that would be the least financial impact, or have the least financial impact to the city.
Okay. I know you had worked on that and mentioned you had worked on this to get it brought back. And we did like the fact that it was a cap to where they could save up to a certain dollar amount or a certain amount of hours. And then after that, they just no longer earn any at all until they use it. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, council, do we have any questions on this? So what we would need to do is get a motion to approve the resolution amending the personnel manual.
Make a motion to approve resolution 26-2-2 and allow the mayor to sign and allow staff to replace and distribute the new chapter 3, section 3 vacation leave policy.
I'll second.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second to update the new vacation leave policy for the staff. Any final discussion?
Great job, Mary.
Thank you.
I do think it was a great job, and I wanted to say, this is one of those things where we, as a council, we try to make the city of Lamar a great place to work. And I think by looking at this vacation policy, that's one of those things that we're trying to accomplish, is making sure that our staff can utilize the time off that they deserve. And so hopefully it'll make it even a better place for us to have employees. With that said, we do have a motion and a second, correct?
Mhm.
All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay, thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for your work on it. Next item is a new copy machine agreement, approval for a new copier lease. It's initiated by Thomas Sanchez, our IT director. And it looks like this is for our billing department. Is that correct?
Yes. But currently, we do not have, we have one. We used to have two printers in the billing department. One was specifically for checks and the other one was for utility billing. And what has happened is through the course of the last, I don't know, couple of years, we've gone through 2 or 3 printers and they just don't hold up to the amount of prints that we put through them. So what we've looked at is leasing one through Gobin's very much the same way we do our copiers and our other all-in-ones. Right now, we are spending about $250 on toner and about every 6 weeks for the current printer that we had. The printer died, and before we replaced it with another one of the same caliber, we looked at getting a bigger one that was on lease, one that we didn't have to pay for the toner, one that we didn't have to worry if the gear went down. We still have another one should this one need maintenance. But I calculated at 8,000 copies, it would cost us the same $250 to run being a leased machine. And all the maintenance and toner and everything's taken care of it. It doesn't have a set of imprints, so that's why we calculated 8,000. We print 5,000-6,000 utility bills a month, checks, 7,000
A day.
and yeah, and billing registers and just about everything we can, reports, billing reports, consumption journals. And that 7 to 8,000 was pretty much on mark. So we looked at getting this lease and it will cost us about the same amount as toner would on one if we purchased the printer outright. I'm asking for council to approve the lease agreement. Lance has looked at it and I don't believe he has an issue with it. And I'm asking for council to approve and allow the mayor to sign.
Lance, any problems with the contract there?
No, I mean, obviously a 60 month lease, but there is a clause in there for termination essentially at any point if we choose to.
How many copies were included in this? I was just looking.
None. I figured the copy it's black imprints only. So there's no color and it was 0.00.
I see the 0.007
Seven.
overage rate. I just didn't.
Yeah, it
know
doesn't
there was
include any
overage.
imprints. With the base cost of the machine, the contract charge and 8,000 copies, it's going to be about $250 a month.
Okay.
And that's what we're paying for toner. What we were paying for toner prior to our previous printer failing.
Okay. All right, just making sure I understood that.
Yes.
Okay. Council, any questions? Discussion, motion?
You're the tech guy. Does it sound like a pretty good deal?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. This is your field, isn't it?
Well, it used to be. It's been a long time, but no, I was just, I think I was just looking, it looks like you're using the state contract through NAPSCO or NASPO. So, I mean, for a black and white copier, yeah, I mean, high volume.
And it will print faster if necessary. With the base machine, that's where it starts at 65 prints per minute. Is that what the one?
55.
55?
55.
I think this one will go up to like 85.
And it holds like.
Oh, it says
5 grams of
55.
Oh, no, but with, if we require faster speed, we just let Gobins know and the price goes up a little bit and they'll start shooting them out faster. But anyway, that's 55 and it holds a ream of paper. Right now, we have to swap paper every,
It'll hold five.
it holds like 5 reams of paper, sorry.
Yeah.
So we won't have to sit there and have it recalculate every 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think it looks fine to me for sure.
And just big opens here in Lamar, like if it's a
Yes.
service issue or something
No.
like that, it won't
No.
go down freely.
Matter of fact, all of our printers have been put on, we used to have to request maintenance for them to come clean it, but we're on a rotation now and they'll just show up and clean them.
I make a motion to approve the lease agreement and authorize the mayor to sign.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. The only thing I was gonna say is I know we're using the state contract and I know we're used to the one vendor. It would be nice to get comparative pricing on future bids, just to make sure that we're staying, even though they already have the state bid. You know, I know there's maybe some couple others that may be out there, just to shop and.
Okay.
Once you get so complacent with one vendor, you never know you know, to, for sure. So if you wouldn't mind in the future, if there is another copier deal to at least,
I think we have one coming up later this year and we'll explore that avenue
okay.
or other avenues.
So we had a motion and a second. Any final discussion other than that? Seeing none, all those in favor signify with an eye. Aye. Pose same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay, we also have a renewal copy machine agreement. This one is for the police department's lease that is coming to an end. And they are using the same state of Colorado agreement through Govins and Canon. So would you like to speak on that one as well?
Yeah, the current one that we have is, I don't want to say end of life, but Govins likes to cycle them out. So we have better features. I think it has pretty much the same print speed, but a better picture quality is what they're telling me right now. For the color prints, black and white stays the same. And other than that, it's their new line. It has the single pass, dual-sided scanner, just like the one we have now, the stapler, the fax board. It's pretty much the same machine. It's just new. And the price goes up a little bit, but the cost per print goes down a little. So the service contract went up a little bit, but the price per print went down a little bit for both color and black and white. I think our previous one, we were paying 0.0076, and I think they cut it down to 7. I can't remember. I can't see the contract on my phone. It's too small. And the color did go down as well. Price per print. So I think it's going to be almost a wash, if not $20 or something. Less than 20, I would imagine, with the amount of prints that the police department puts through it. Lance did look at it. Was section 19 with some concern about storing information with the police department. Ran it by Gobins and also Chief Ritter, and I believe he stated that they don't store anything on there outside of email and telephones.
But what they do have is they have a remote diagnostic screen that is using a VPN, or not a VPN tunnel, but it's there's a remote access that Gobins has. So we want to make sure that we turn that off. If we
Okay.
can make sure that they turn that off for the police one.
Are we still good with like FM audit? FM audit.
Yeah, FM audit would be fine, but
Okay.
it's that remote desk diagnostic because they can see the full screen and see everything on that.
I will talk to them when we
Yeah,
install it.
you might double check that.
Okay.
I found that on our pin test recently at the bank, so thought I'd make sure you knew about that.
We get back to English here.
We will make sure it's turned on.
Okay.
I have no clue.
Okay, so everything else looks good. Any other questions from the council?
I don't have any.
Do we have a motion then?
I'll make a motion to approve the lease agreement and authorize the mayor to sign.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Thank you.
Okay. All right, item number 9, schedule public hearing for the new fermented bulk malt beverage and wine liquor license for Prowers County Market Inc. This was initiated by Linda. Would you like to speak on this?
Sure. So Landon and Elizabeth Brown purchased 906 East Olive Street, which is the old Safeway building. They're going to be opening their new grocery store, Prowers County Market Inc. They've submitted application for a new fermented malt beverage and wine retail liquor license to sell malt beverages and wine for off-premise consumption. All the required documents have been submitted, fingerprints completed, and fees paid. We did ask the owner to be aware of the tips training or some type of in-house training. So they are aware of that. And that I am requesting that we set the public hearing for March 9th. As close to 7 o'clock as possible.
Okay. If we are all good with the March 9th, as close to 7 o'clock as possible, we just need a motion to make that.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Right. Moving right along, the next item is miscellaneous items. Do we have any miscellaneous items to discuss or to review? I did notice tonight that our city administrator had sent us a copy of the, is that the final or the draft for the strategic plan?
That's the final copy, the final version. In the email that I sent to everybody, we will be doing quarterly updates either at a work session or at council, depending on how much there is and what else is on the agenda. First one will be the last meeting of June. So that gives us April, May, and June to get rolling. But we'll start in March, but first update will be that.
Okay. Sounds great. It's good to get that strategic plan moving. Next item.
I have miscellaneous.
Okay. What's not a public portion of it, but what were you needing? Go
Oh,
ahead.
excuse me, Mayor Crispin. I just wanted to kind of bring out, it's that time of year when, as a delegate from the city of Lamar, I'll be going to Washington, DC.
Oh, for the Ports to Plains. Okay.
Ports to Plains Alliance. That's very instrumental in meeting with senators and representatives in Washington, DC to kind of get an idea. Again, for those that don't know, Ports to Plains is a major corridor between Mexico and Canada. And we very much need the legislator of the Congress behind this to kind of move forward in a multifaceted year. And I will have a report hopefully on the 9th of March, if it works out in the agenda.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Any questions from the council for him about that? Okay. All right. We have two for the radio station tomorrow morning. Anybody like to do, I can do one of them over at Lamar or KPY, either one, but I do need somebody else to do the other. Can't be at two places at once.
I'll do it.
Okay, Brad, you're good?
Yeah, he requested 7:30 at KVAY, so I'll go over there and do that one.
Okay, I'll take care of Lamar then.
Okay.
Okay. All right, next item on the agenda is an executive session for discussion of personnel matters under Colorado Revised Statutes 246402 subsection 4 subsection F, which is for the evaluations of the city clerk and the city treasurers for their annual review. There will be no decisions coming out of this executive session, so we will adjourn the meeting directly after the executive session. Do we have a motion to go into the executive session?
So moved.
Second. We have a motion and a second to go into this executive session as discussed. All those in favor signify with an eye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
All right, as I stated, no decision will be coming out of that executive session. We will adjourn shortly thereafter. Our next meeting is on Monday, March 9th, 2026 at 7 p.m. We hope to see you then, but more importantly, we hope to see you at the Common Grounds meeting on the 4th.
March 4th.
March 4th at 7 a.m. downstairs in the Cultural Event Center. We'll be discussing about the administrative staff. Thank you very much, and we'll hope to see you then. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
We did that. We're good to go.